Hey everyone, my name is Jupiter J, and welcome to the first episode of Doodle Drawl. So before we begin, I want to set up some little ground rules. Not really rules, because obviously you can do whatever you want, but just sort of to help keep this process a little smoother. First, I would like to say that our art requests are open for YouTube commenters only. And what that means is basically if you leave a comment under the video and fill out the Google form that will be provided in the description below, then I will consider taking your art request, and I will also send you the art as long as you give me like a username or somewhere to send it. I can also just send it on YouTube, but still. But yes, requests are open for YouTube commenters only. Okay. And I will be triple checking, believe it. And sort of the second rule is like, let's keep the discussion going. So I actually wrote a whole script for this video, and I kept rehearsing it and voicing it, and just I made so many recordings. And then somehow between getting up from my closet to go to the living room, I lost all of that script. I don't know what happened. So I'm kind of doing this on the fly, and I'm not really much of a talker or anything. So it's kind of hard to get my thoughts in order and like talk about what I want to talk about. So I really apologize for that. The next videos will be cleaner because I'm going to step it up now that I've made some mistakes. And of course, there's no such thing as like a really bad mistake in art. You just keep trying, and that's really great. That's what I love about art and making things. You can just keep going. So let me provide you guys. Oh no, wait, the discussion. Yes. So what I mean by keeping the discussion going, I'm going to be asking like a few questions here and there, and you don't have to respond to them at all. You really don't. But it would be nice because everybody has a different way of perceiving and taking in content and just like how they think and feel about things. And it's really fascinating to see how people like and dislike the things that I like and dislike, because they'll bring up points that I really never thought about. For example, and I haven't explained this yet. What I'm drawing are my Star Trek alien OCs. This is Una, the diamond head girl. She's supposed to be made of light, and she is the first sister. I will explain all that probably never, because nobody wants to hear me go on about my Star Trek OCs. I know. Um, but yeah, that's her whole deal. The next character, her name is Mar. She represents darkness, but I haven't really figured out what kind of design I want to do with her, and um, I just really need to figure her out. I've got like more sketches of her somewhere else that look a lot better than what I did draw, and you'll see those later. But yeah, that's just where that is with that. And the third one doesn't have a name yet. I mean, I have a list of names for them. I'm not careless. She does he I'm sorry, he him lesbian. Gotta get that down. He doesn't have a name yet because I haven't really done like the research into it. And when I make names, anytime I make a new character, I get into the research for them, because I'm a filthy homestuck, or at least I used to be. And that kind of research was like really important because they were like, because when you make a homestuck OC, you want it to be clever. You want like a clever, like little name, like, oh, this name means like this constellation, or this name means like tiger or something. You can get really unique with it, and it has to be like 6 letters. So you have to really do some cutting down and some research. But yeah, he doesn't have a name, but he represents nature and flora and vegetation, and that's what he can control. So anyway, what was I talking about? I do want to keep talking about Star Trek actually, because it's just my favorite show. I guess I'll start with the original series. Because I don't know about anybody else, but I like to start with like a show or a series from the very beginning. I actually watched Star Wars. I told my boyfriend, "Hey, I want to watch Star Wars." And he was like, "Okay, we'll do it in chronological order." And I'm like, "This is just so much nothing for so long. I'm so sorry if you're a Star Wars fan. It's just a lot of waiting for like context, you know?" And like, I mean, you get there, but it takes a while to get there. But yeah, with Star Trek, I started at the original series, the pilot episode. So, question number 1. Um, do you also watch shows straight from the pilot episode? Because like I like doing that because it's interesting to see what changes between characters and with like how they do things later on. It's very fascinating to me. I love pilot episodes. Um, but yeah, if that's interesting to you, if anybody else does that, please let me know. Let's be brothers about this. But yeah, Star Trek. I started at the very first episode, and it was like a little eye opening for me because Star Trek used to be a source of like it was not a source but a reminder of pain because it would always be on in the background while I was growing up, and I didn't have a great childhood, unfortunately. So I kind of associated Star Trek with like bad things, and I didn't really give it a chance. I didn't want to give it a chance. And then later on, I grew up. I'm older. I'm 25 now, and I moved out of my mom's house, and I go to work. And my coworker, she was new at the time, would sometimes bring up Star Trek in conversation, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'll give it a chance, and I did, and I'm so glad I did because it's such a great show, a great series. Controversies aside, which I will get to later, probably not in this video. There's like a lot, but controversies aside, it's really great. I think what I'm like most about Star Trek is that um, it gave me hope when I had none. I had like just finished probably binging like rom-coms. The Nanny was so great. I highly recommend The Nanny. Oh my god, love The Nanny. Except for the end when Cece and Nigel get together. That didn't make sense to me. They both come off kind of gay, you know. But yeah, except for that. And also Young and Hungry, which like don't watch Young and Hungry. It's not worth it. It's not that great. It'll drive you nuts because it drove me nuts. I'm like, how can there be this much communication and it's not even fun communication? It's just like watching people hash it out for no goddamn reason. But yeah. So but yeah, like I was saying about Star Trek, it's just it gave me hope where I didn't have hope before, and I was feeling pretty down, because my job at the time was just so bad for me and bad for my mental health, and I really needed something to pick me up, and it did, and I didn't expect it to, and that's very nice when something really great happens and you don't even expect it. Um, I think my favorite part about watching the original series was just like being hit with all the craziness because I did not expect Star Trek to be so crazy. It's insane. The stuff that they do, it's like, oh, I don't even know how to put it. It's just they're doing some crazy stuff. Like for example, in the original series, and I love that this is like a recurring theme, by the way. They keep fighting Nazis. In the original series, they go Kirk and Spock go down to this planet to like check it out and figure out what's going on with this war. And they go down there and find out like an old Starfleet officer. I think he was Starfleet. I don't remember. He's either like Starfleet or Federation, but he was sent there to like sort of help them or um he was like sent there to help them, I think. I think just that. Yeah. Yeah, he was sent there to help them. Yeah, he was sent there to help them, and what happened was that he thought, and like honestly, if this was me, I would never do this. Okay, it doesn't make any sense, but I understand like the point that the show wanted to make. This dude thought that in order to get this this planet running smoother is to adopt the Nazi lifestyle and the regime. And that's their whole structure of government. They wear the Nazi uniforms, the Nazi crosses, the swastika, everywhere, everything. It's like, oh, it'll catch you so off guard. You're like, what? And then Kirk and Spock get captured, and then they dress up as Nazis, and you're like, what? And it just keeps on going. But it, it it's a really great show. It doesn't pull punches. It never does. And I heard and I was told that the only reason they were able to get away with it is because, like, oh no, these aren't people, they're aliens. So they can it's not about us, it's about the aliens, you know? Which is like so cool. I'm so glad that they were able to like get that out there and just like sweep it, like, Trojan horse it in. Just like such obvious messages. Like, of course, Nazism is bad for everybody and everything all the time, you know? But that episode really, I never expect those kinds of episodes, I swear. And then you go to Deep Space Nine and it gets so much more crazy. It's there's like so many stutters and pauses here, but I don't know if I'm really going to edit them out because just it. I wrote a whole script and it's gone. And this is like the point in the video where I'm working on the eyebrows, and I don't really like this face. I didn't draw the other ear either, and I didn't do it right. So I'm not super proud of it. I mean, you don't have to be proud of everything you draw either. You really don't. It's okay to make bad art, but sometimes you get to be honest with yourself and be like, could have done better. It's okay to say you could have done better. Not okay to say that you're shit though, because you're not shit. You're not. You're just learning. Um, but yeah, so Star Trek really, like as I continued to watch the original series and I kept craving more, so I moved on to the next generation, which was like such a tough getting used to. But I liked it. I really liked it a lot. And I liked the characters and the story. And I got so invested in Data and Geordi. And just, I kept going. I'm not a fan of Deep Space Nine too much. And I can't watch the Enterprise because it's too hot. It really is. It's too sexy. I'm like I like my shows a little less sexy. Thank you. I'm joking. I'm not a prude, I swear. But yeah. Oh, this looks like the point of the video where I'm starting to do a little tree practice. Really, actually, these trees are the character that I was drawing earlier. I was trying to figure out what they would look like when they are in plant form, and then I kind of got thinking like, oh, what if it was like a different color than everything else because of the way that they are. That can change and that can like they can, but they also usually stay the same. I thought that was kind of cool. So I think I'm going to keep that and sort of incorporate trees, maybe other plants into the character's design because there really isn't any. And I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts on the character designs as well, except for Mar, the one that represents darkness. I just know I need to do better on that one, and I will. um, but yeah, oh god, it looks like we're near the end of the video, and I didn't talk about Star Trek nearly as much as I wanted to. But you know what? That's okay. We can just save it for the next episode, or maybe I'll talk about something else. Who knows? Maybe like my particular tasting for pancakes or something. I don't know. But yeah, so with that, thank you guys so much for watching. If you watched this whole thing, you're my new best friend now and I really appreciate this and I hope you all have a good day and if you don't have a good day, then I hope your day gets better tomorrow.